Hello and welcome to episode 15 of Not For Thought, a podcast channel designed for psychonauts and psychonautics. Today I was thinking we would discuss some of my recent DMT experiences and also talk probably at the end and only at the end a bit about my plans for Shambhala for the three people that are keeping up with that. And yeah, so I got some coffee, I got some weed with me. Yeah, hope you guys are having a good day. I've had a pretty good weekend, man. I'm enjoying the psychonaut life, you know. I love my life most of the time. But yeah, dude, I've got some pretty interesting experiences to talk about. And yeah, but before that, I'm gonna take a quick hit of weed here. You should join me unless you're not into that. In that case, just hang out. Yeah, so yesterday I decided that I was just gonna hang out, and I came across this shit, a part of rave culture. Total side note, but it's called candy. Oh man, for people that actually know this stuff, probably know that I'm a fucking idiot. But it's basically just different bracelets and necklaces and other crap. Anyways, I don't fully understand it, but I really wanted to try and make my own bracelets, some of my own I don't know, just some sort of bracelets with some cool shit on it. And then I also really wanted to try out these what's it called? Fucking perler? Yeah, perler bead art. I'm sure most people did this when they were 5, or at least that's when I did it, when I was super young, you know. You take these little beads that are in these cylinder shapes, and you just I don't know, look it up, man. I'm sure most people know what I'm talking about. Anyways, you make little designs, and then you use an iron and you melt the fucking plastic together basically, and it creates these different I don't even know what the fuck they are. I don't know. I don't even know what to call it. Fucking pieces of plastic that have designs on. I don't know, man. But they're fun, and you can make some pretty cool stuff. I was just fucking around with that yesterday. You can make some pretty trippy designs, and you can make pieces and then put those pieces together and make an even bigger piece, if that makes sense. So yeah, I was just fucking around with it. I was fucking around with that all day, making some different trippy designs and stuff. I made this rainbow one that's in this triangle shape. I don't know. And then I made these star ones that were not that trippy, but I ended up stacking some together, gluing them on top of each other, different pieces that I made, and I made this really fucking cool necklace. Anyways, as the day's going on, I'm loading up different bowls, and I'll load up a bowl of weed that's just weed, and then I'll randomly sprinkle DMT into a bowl every once in a while. Just all day yesterday, nothing too crazy, just little sprinkles of DMT. And yeah, it wasn't overwhelming. I never really felt it all that much, but I will say that the more that I smoke it, back to back, I feel like it ruins the experience on a fuck. How do I explain this? It depends, but because I've had last week, and I had that Sunday where I just smoked 3 times back to back to back. Each time was pretty fucking heavy on the smoking, and I still had pretty enjoyable experiences each time for the most part. But then there's other times where like I'll do that kind of what I was doing yesterday, where I'll smoke little bits of DMT throughout the day, and it's like the more that I smoke it, the less exciting it feels. I don't know if the DMT is just trying to tell me that I'm like wasting it or what. I don't know. Anyways, so nothing too remarkable happened throughout the day, but then I decided to load up a pretty decent sized bowl into an oil burner and try and trip on some DMT. I loaded 50 milligrams into my oil burner. You know, I lit a bunch of sage and calmed myself, tried to kind of zen myself. I sound so stupid. I don't know, man. I really try and clear my mind before I smoke. You know, I try not to have any. Maybe that's. I expect to have. Sorry. I really want to have a breakthrough, and I'm going to explain here in a minute that I didn't, but I honestly don't know how. Again. Anyways, fuck, I'm all over the place today. It was an interesting time. So, I get everything set up, right? I get my mind nice and clear. Like I said, I just try and clear my whole mind of everything. And I also think that I'm just struggling to clear my mind of having a breakthrough, but I have gotten a lot better of just kind of letting my mind be free and kind of open, you know? I think I've worked on that a lot lately, and DMT has really helped, especially preparing to smoke DMT. I've really learned how to calm my nerves and calm myself, I guess. Not to mention, the more that I smoke it, the less intimidated I am by it. You know, smoking by myself for the first time, ever smoking DMT, doing it by myself, having no idea what I was doing, was kind of scary. I mean, I was fucking nervous. Like, I was shaking when I was smoking some of the first couple times that I smoked DMT. And, like, it's not quite that bad. I have much more control over my nerves now. Every time I do it, I feel like I'm more and more experienced. But I also don't want to do it too much. This is just a personal opinion, but I don't want to do it too much to where, you know, I have those feelings of like I'm wasting it. Because I have that a lot. Because I do waste it a lot, I think. I don't know. But then I have really remarkable moments. Anyways, I get everything ready to go. And I decide, you know, I'm pretty good at smoking at this point. Like, I know how to actually do it. And I will say that I've learned how to not burn the DMT. If you hold the lighter too close to the oil burner, it burns the DMT and it tastes like shit. It tastes so bad. It already tastes pretty gross, but if you burn it, it tastes even fucking worse, dude. It's awful. So I would really recommend really trying to not get that lighter too close to the oil burner, or else you'll burn the DMT and it tastes so bad. Oh my gosh. So I didn't do that at all. I'm much better about holding the lighter at the proper distance. Even when I'm tripping my face off on DMT, I'm a little bit better about holding it. And anyways, so let's get into it. I take a hit, right? I take the first fucking hit. I hold the lighter about, before I said like, yeah, maybe like a quarter of a thumb's width, like a nail. The nail on your thumb. Use that as like the distance to hold the lighter underneath the oil burner. Because like I said, if you hold it too close, it'll burn it. And if you hold it too far away, you won't vape it or whatever it does. You won't get any smoke at all. Or you'll get like a really minimal hit. Anyways, so you also want to rotate it a little bit. You don't have to do it too much, just a little bit of a rotation to get it moving around a little bit. And then as soon as you see that bowl get milky, start inhaling. And so that's what I did, right? The first hit's usually pretty easy for me. You know, that's not too challenging. You're still sober until after you blow out the smoke, and then, yeah. So I take the hit, hold for 5 seconds, I blow it out, and I've noticed that without weed, there really isn't that much smoke. I've seen other people smoke, and they blow out fat clouds, so I don't know if it's just the DMT, like, distorting my vision to where I can't see the smoke. I don't know, dude. There's so many times where, like, I expect to blow out a fat fucking hit, and then there's nothing. It's weird. But I know that I feel the DMT because I know that I hit the DMT because I can feel it. Anyways, so I take that first hit, right? And it's fucking crazy intense right away. And I've said this before, I usually try to go right in for the second hit before I start to realize how much the DMT is affecting me. I try and go in for that second hit. So I go in for the second hit and I do it totally properly this time. You know, I hold it the right distance. I don't let it go for too long because I've noticed that a lot of the time I'll just hold the lighter there for so fucking long because I'll be tripping on DMT and I'll just be like wasting it and wasting it and wasting it and then be like, oh shit, I need to hit that. What am I doing? So keep that in mind as well. You don't need to hold it there for very long. As soon as you see that bulb fill up, start taking a hit and keep rotating it while it's in your mouth too. Keep rotating it as you're hitting it and keep the lighter there while you're hitting it. Yeah. It's honestly pretty challenging, dude. Because, like, a pipe with weed in it, you just inhale, you put your thumb over the carb, and you inhale. I remember my first time taking a hit out of weed, I was so impressed at watching, like, the flame just shoot down onto the weed. I was like, oh, this is so easy. It just goes right onto it. You know, but then the oil burner, man, it's a fucking whole technique. So after I take the second hit, I remember my experiences in the past, and usually this is where it gets pretty hard for most people, and no exceptions for me either. Yeah, so, fuck, my cat just attacked me. I forgot where I was at. Anyways, shit. I don't know where I was at. Oh, second hit. So, like I said, this is usually where I start to want to back out, but not back out, I just need a second, usually. So, I take a couple seconds to, like, relax a minute, let my lungs breathe a little bit, and then I go in for the third hit. And again, it's so fucking hard to take a hit out of it because you also have to hold the pipe or the oil burner upward. You know, you have to make sure you hold it upward because there's a hole in the top, and if you tilt it too much, you could end up spilling DMT all over yourself or whatever you're sitting on. So that's just not good. So that's also another thing you got to keep in mind. You have to keep in mind all these different things while you're smoking. And if you're doing it by yourself, it honestly is a challenge and it takes some work. It took me multiple weekends. This was the first time where I truly felt like each hit was the proper good hit. And it was. All 3 hits were really good. Sorry, my cat just attacked me again. Fuck. Don't worry, he shouldn't from now on, because I put him into a cage just for a minute, because he was being bad. Anyways, so I take a 4th hit, right? Because I'm like, I'm going to go hard. I'm going to take as much as I can until there's nothing left in this pipe. Because I'd weighed it out. There was 50 milligrams in there, on top of a little bit from a previous smoke session. And yeah, I took a 4th hit, and dude, holy shit, the visuals started to get crazy. Oh my god, I don't even know how to explain it. It was like everything just started to look like I was in the middle of a forest. It felt like everything was starting to turn into like trees and shit. It was crazy. It was really trippy. Yeah, and then I don't even know. I took at least one more hit. I might have taken 2. I took so many that I forgot how many I took. I know that I remember those 4 pretty clearly, and then after that I know I took more. I just don't remember exactly when, because I think I had calmed down for a second, and then went in for like a 5th one, and then I think I laid down for a second and was like, nope, I'm not going to have a breakthrough. Let me take one more hit. I think I took 6. 5 or 6 hits total. And like I said, they were all pretty fucking good hits. I couldn't believe it. I didn't have a fucking breakthrough, dude. But I was like, I can still get a lot out of this experience because it was crazy intense. Oh my fucking god. So I lay back. I have Spangle playing. I actually had a live video of one of their concerts. And yeah, it was pretty cool to look at that while I was smoking. But I lay back, and the main thing that I saw was this like the best way I can explain this is if you look at like the Sublime sun, you know how it has those like wavy triangles. You know, if you like drew a sun as like a 5-year-old, you draw like a circle and then you draw triangles around that. Yeah, take that basically, add a million fucking colors in it, and then make the triangles way more elongated and like moving all crazy and wavy like. That's what I was fucking seeing, and I was seeing it like shifting throughout my vision. Like I would see it in like the left corner, and then it would move a little bit closer to me and would be like in the right corner of my vision, and then it would move further away, and it was all like waving around and shit, like all those triangles, so to speak, were waving and shooting out so many fucking colors, and I was just seeing it like shift clockwise and then move away from me and into a different section of my vision, and the whole time everything is moving and spewing out colors, and dude, it was fucking trippy. It was literally like if you took the Sublime Sun, added a bunch of colors, elongated those triangles, and then just like moved it around my vision. Like that's what I basically saw. It was so fucking cool. But it wasn't a breakthrough, and I don't know how. Last weekend, the same fucking thing happened. I don't know what it is. Like, this time I really got at least 4 solid fucking hits. Maybe I don't know. Because like I said, even when I hold them in, I hold it in for at least 5 seconds, and when I blow it out, I don't see anything. So I don't think that there's much use in holding my breath any longer than that. I don't think that there's anything I can do at this point to get myself to have a breakthrough besides maybe smoking more. But I'd have to be like 1 in a million to need more than 50 milligrams to have a breakthrough. I feel like I'd be probably one of the only people on the planet. Maybe not, but I don't ever hear of people needing more than 50 milligrams to have a breakthrough. People usually can smoke less and still have a breakthrough, depending on the body type and whatnot. I don't know. My body does metabolize drugs and alcohol really fucking fast, so maybe that's part of it. And I don't know, man. I have no idea. Because I went hard, and like I said, each weekend I get better at smoking. So you would have thought that I would have broken through by now. To the people that can break through on like their first night or one of their first few times smoking, you are lucky. Because don't get me wrong, I was very intimidated by it at first, and you know, there were lots of things holding me back. Not having somebody to help me smoke, doing it by myself is just kind of intimidating. Nerves, all sorts of shit. Doing a new drug, like lots of things held me back from really diving into it. But after yesterday, I mean, I went hard, dude. I smoked harder on that DMT than I have on weed. You know, and I've taken some fat hits of weed. I don't know. I went so hard and I kept going, dude. My lungs were pooped by the end of it. And I still was like, I'm going to keep going because I know that I'm not going to have a breakthrough. Like, I can just tell every time. For some reason, I just know if I'm not going to have a breakthrough. Because every time I haven't had a breakthrough, so I'm like waiting for that. I don't know, dude. Oh my god, I'm probably going to smoke more today because I really want to have a breakthrough. I don't get it. I went so fucking hard. And the visuals were crazy, like I said, but I did not have a breakthrough or anything even close to it. And maybe the entities just aren't allowing me to visit them yet. Or maybe I've just hyped it up too much in my head. I was saying that earlier, that like every time lately, the past few times that I've smoked DMT, I have it in my head that like I'm gonna have a breakthrough, and I fucking don't. So maybe I just need to have maybe I need to stop saying that to myself and just like, I'm probably just gonna smoke. I'm gonna smoke. That's the one thing I can be sure of is that I'm going to smoke DMT. That's the only thing I can be sure of. The rest of it is up to the drug. That's what I need to fucking do, I think. I don't know. And maybe do 60 milligrams instead of 50. See if that'll make any fucking difference. I don't know. I don't know, man. It was a pretty cool experience, but I don't know how I didn't break through. The visuals with my eyes open, too, were crazy, dude. It straight up just looked like my room transformed into a forest. It was crazy. Yeah. So, that's probably going to be it for the DMT topic. If that's all you came for, thanks for listening. Yeah, more coming maybe later today. I was thinking like if I do have a breakthrough or something pretty remarkable at all today, I'll probably upload a podcast sometime tonight. Maybe. But as of now, we'll see. I might just talk about it on Tuesday if nothing all that crazy happens. I don't know. But yeah, so Shambhala, dude. For anybody that's curious about how I'm feeling with that. The last episode I talked about how I was pretty upset that like I couldn't find anybody to go with, and it was seeming pretty unlikely to happen. And I don't know, man. I honestly think I might just go by myself. That's sad a little bit, but I'm very confident that I'll make friends there. I know that I will. I think I'd have to go out of my way to not make friends while I'm there, you know? Because I do think that there is a strong sense of the plur vibes. There are just good vibes that go around for the most part. You know, there's outliers, obviously. I keep saying that. There's people that aren't nice, you know? There's people that are just naturally kind of mean and bitchy. So, I don't know, you just gotta stay away from them, I guess. But for the most part, it is pretty good vibes. And I was talking about how like I reached out to so many people and was trying to find people to go with to Shambhala that were from Denver, and I was just struggling to get any sort of a response from anybody. So I was pretty upset, but I came to the conclusion that it might just be better to go by myself anyways. I think it's going to be a pain in the ass getting my car across country. I'm just worried about it, getting it back, and what it's going to do in the long run to my car. I feel like that's going to take off years of life on my car. You know, any other car, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. But for a 20-year-old car that's reaching close to 200,000 miles, that could be like the end of its life, you know, or really take a lot of time off of the end of its life. You know, like how cigarette smokers take off like 3 days of their life every time they smoke a cigarette or something like that. It's like every time I drive my car, I'm taking off days of its life too, because it's old, man. I think it can make it, but like I said, I think as of now, my car probably has years left. But if I take it on this cross-country trip, it's gonna have closer to like 1 year left. So, I don't know, man. We'll see. But I'm pretty determined to go. I'm very, very excited about it. They got some pretty big headliners already. To anybody that's into EDM, they have fucking Zed's Dead playing, obviously, because that's a Canadian group. So it'd be kind of weird if they weren't playing there. But yeah, they got Zed's Dead. They got RL Grime. They got Grizz. Grizz is from Denver, so hopefully that attracts some people from Denver. Yeah, that's the other thing, is that it's 6 months away. And who knows, people could reach out to me. I don't know, I don't really think so. I might have to post like a little bit closer to the festival and see if there's anybody. But the problem is that I don't really want to go with people unless they're like super close friends, because I was talking about this in my last podcast, that if you go with somebody, like if you carpool with somebody, you still have to get your own campsite, and that costs more money, I think. I'm pretty sure it does. And even if it doesn't cost more money, you still would have to lug all of your stuff away from a car into a separate camping spot, because if you're carpooling with people, you're obviously not staying with them, and yeah. So you're gonna have to hike up all your shit to another camping spot, because all the car camping car tent camping is like in its own area, and it's the furthest from the actual festival, so you have to do a lot of walking with all your shit. Yeah, that would suck. That's why I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if that would work, because maybe if somebody got like a group package, maybe. Oh, see, I don't know if that would even work, because I don't remember if it was Shambhala or if it was Sonic Bloom, but there was one website, I think it was Sonic Bloom, where you could get like group car tent camping. So it would be like, I don't know, I think it said like $600 to have like a certain number of cars all next to each other in a certain number of tents in that area. So like if you were pulling up with a group of people, you guys could all camp together. Or if you were carpooling, you could set up all your Jesus Christ, tents next to each other, which would be awesome, but you'd have to plan pretty far in advance. You'd probably have to have a pretty established group for that, not just be a random rando fucker. Yeah. But I have gotten some responses from people. I'm talking to this one dude that's planning on going. I can't carpool or stay with him. Not that like I said, I don't think I really want to. The more that I thought about it, I was like, going with people might actually be harder, other than the fact that I wouldn't have to worry about my car. But there's lots of people like flying in and not driving, and there's all sorts of different ways of travel and to get there. So it's pretty complicated trying to work something out with a total stranger. But I don't know, we'll see. Maybe closer to the festival I'll reach out again, see if anybody needs a carpool, like a ride to the place, and already has a camping area. Because I think I'm going to have to take my own car. I want to take my own car. I want to drive. I don't want to carry all my shit up to a separate camping spot. That'd be so much work, man. Imagine carrying a tent, 5 to 6 days worth of clothing for a rave. Not just any clothing. Ugh, that'd be so much shit to carry up. If you had like a wagon, it'd probably be super easy, but that's more money to spend that I wouldn't really want to, you know? We'll see, man. There's no guarantee that I'm even gonna go. Because as I talked about in my last podcast, I need the money. Yeah. So, anyway, I do want to go. I'm gonna try. It looks like so much fucking fun, and I was thinking maybe I would do a vlog, so you guys can maybe see my face, if anybody actually gives a fuck. Yeah, so maybe I'll do a vlog of my experience at Shambhala if I go, especially by myself, because if I do find a group, then I don't know. But the more that I think about it, like, there's really, the only point in having a group is to have companionship for the ride there and back. Like the actual 20-hour drive would be nice to have somebody to hang and talk with and hype each other up for the festival, you know? But, you know, you can easily find friends there at the festival. I'm not worried about that whatsoever. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to keep updating the podcast every once in a while here and there. And yeah, we'll see. I don't know, man. I'm going to Japan in, when is it, October? The first week and a half of October I'll be in Japan, so I mean, I'm more dedicated to that at the moment, more so than Shambhala. I would love to go on 2 vacations in a year, but if you've ever vacationed to Japan, it is not cheap, and I think it's going to take some serious convincing. Well, I think I'm just going to have to put a lot of money together if I want to go to Shambhala too. I'm going to have to like work my ass off for a couple months or something. Make a few thousand. A few thousand. You're going to need way more than that. I have goals for money in mind, but adding Shambhala into there is unpredictable. And I was thinking about, you know, like, I'll be there, I'm going to spend money on, if I'm there, I'm going to spend money on food and clothes and whatever else I want. You know, if there's like prints of art and stuff for sale, I'm going to want to buy something. I'm definitely going to want to buy some Shambhala merch. At least a shirt. Yeah. But there's nothing set in stone quite yet. And I'll keep you guys updated. I'm not too worried. If I do go, it probably will be by myself. Or maybe with like a family member, somebody that I would trust and feel comfortable with staying in a tent with, you know? Because you wouldn't want to stay in a tent with a complete stranger. I don't know. That's why I'm like, I don't think anybody's gonna really, I don't think it's gonna work out trying to find somebody to go with, because it's gonna cost more money if I have to find my own camping spot aside from next to your car, because that's just included with your ticket is free tent parking next to your car if you choose to go that route. But if you don't, then you have to pay more, hike all your crap up, and you'd have to meet back up with that crew to get back home. And I have actually seen some people posting that like they get stranded at festivals, and that's pretty scary. So, anyways, I'm gonna probably end that here. I'm really excited. I want to go, and anybody that's keeping up with this, I'm gonna keep you updated on the Shambhala adventures, hopefully. And like I said, I'll probably make a vlog to at least feel like somebody has an interest out there. I don't know, man. Anyways, thanks for listening. This has been Not for Thought. Have a good day.